Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the S.H.Figuarts Itachi Uchiha Narutop99 version. Now, the top 99 figures are a line of Naruto figures trying to recreate the artwork that was released in celebration of the top 99 poll of all of the most popular Naruto characters. And some of these figures have been re-releases, some of them have been brand new figures. So for the re-releases it was Naruto, Sakura, and the event exclusive Kakashi. The new figures have been Minato and this Itachi. Now, Minato and Itachi have previously had S.H.Figuarts, but they were so old that they needed brand new figures, and that's what we got. And the Itachi is a bit more of an experimental figure because he's got a full soft goods cloak, and I feel like he's a proof of concept for the line going forward to see if this will work and you can make like the full Akatsuki, because Pain is coming, Sage Naruto is coming, the One Piece line's Ace has got a cloak, the Dragon Ball line have started to use soft goods, so there's a lot going on right now and it is interesting. But taken out of the box, here's what Itachi comes with. So he's got 5 faces, a katana sheathed and a katana half sheathed, as well as a bunch of different hands, and of course the Akatsuki robe. Now, it's a pretty interesting loadout. The katana choice is interesting, having one that is like half sheathed at all times, so you can't really display him slashing the katana and holding the sheath in his hand. Just doesn't really work like that. It's a choice, I'll give them that, and it's also a choice to have just a fully unsheathed blade. But yeah, look, it's an option, it's interesting. I would have preferred an effect part as well, because a lot of the Naruto figures either lack kunai or lack effect parts, and you effectively need to have the other figures in the line to complete the look. But for the most part, they are still really good figures that stand on their own. But out of the box here is Itachi, and he looks pretty good in his basic outfit. These are the manga colors for Itachi. They look pretty dark without the Akatsuki robe, but it is still a pretty good look for the character, pretty iconic. It's a very slender, simple figure, which also means that the posability will be very, very good because there's nothing to get in the way of it. But it is definitely Itachi, and without the robe it does definitely look like Itachi's final moments, so that is also interesting. Here he is next to the S.H.Figuarts Sasuke, so you can see how they stand. The Jada Toys Ryu, and another character that has a lot of eye powers, which is the Marvel Legends Cyclops. Now, in terms of posability, Itachi is pretty damn good, so he's got a ball joint in the head and neck, and it is very, very free. There is no real issue at all. He can look down really far, and he's also got a ball joint for his ponytail. The arms can butterfly out really far, which is nice. They can rotate all the way around. It is a little bit stiff, but I think that's just my copy. The arms can move out that far, swivel at the elbow, and bend at the elbow as well, and ball hinge at the wrist. There's a ball joint in the chest, which allows for even more rotation and movement. There is a small floating piece just above his waist, and the end of his shirt sort of skirt thing is a soft plastic, so you can kick forward pretty far and do the splits pretty well as well. There's a thigh swivel, deep bend at the knee. There's that little calf ball joint thing, as well as a pivot at the ankle and bend at the toe. And that's it. It's the same posability that we've sort of come to expect from the Naruto line, as well as the bendy wire Akatsuki robe. There's a wire along the sides and the trim on the bottom, which allows for pretty good range of motion and posability, and there is also a little clip that holds it all together at the front. If you're wondering how to put it on, it's best to flick Itachi's arms towards the back and put it on like you would a real jacket in real life, and then just hook it around the front, and then pose the wire as you see fit. And with the robe on, Itachi looks pretty good. It does look like a toy just wearing a bit of cloth. It's a little weird, like doll-like, but I feel like it isn't as bad as it could have been. Like, I did warm up to it eventually, especially in different poses. The cloak does work, and there's no way around it. You couldn't have done this any other way without it being super hindering or looking really weird. So Itachi comes with 5 faces, so he's got a neutral face out of the box. He's got a one eye closed face, He's got a slightly teeth gritted angry face. He's got a looking to the side face, as well as a fireball jutsu face, or like a slightly puckering face. And of course the fireball jutsu is not included, and you need to provide that yourself. And that came with the pre-time skip Sasuke. So if you've got that handy, you might as well take his accessory too. But with those faces, you can get Itachi into some pretty good poses. It is hard to replicate certain poses with the robe, like one hand in the jacket poking out, because the sleeve and the way they've designed the jacket, the sleeve just flicks out into nothingness. So if they put wires in the sleeve as well, it'd be interesting. I do understand that they couldn't do that because there's joints in the arm and they would conflict with each other. But after a lot of fighting with the figure, I did get it into a somewhat decent pose. But just be warned that the image on the box is very, very hard to pull off. But I do like how dynamic this figure can be, especially with the robe. Like, I thought it would restrict its movement, but it's not really that at all. It really does allow you to free up the figure quite a bit. It does unhook from the little button quite often, but it is also just as easy to put it back together. So I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun with the getting it into somewhat dynamic poses, and it does hide the stand arms when you try and put aerial poses in, which is quite nice. And with the specific top 99 accessories like the katana, sheathed and unsheathed, it is nice enough and easy enough to pull off anything you need. And I do also like that the robe hides the joints, so the figure does look fairly cohesive. And that's effectively it. It's not the craziest figure in the world, but I do think it's a really, really solid proof of concept. Definitely one of the better S.H.Figuarts they've done. It's not the best Naruto one they've done by any means, but as a proof of concept for the posable robe, I think it's really cool. As an Itachi figure, I think it could have used just a little bit more. If it had bleeding eyes or something like that, that would be cool as well. But I'm not too sure if Figuarts really do like bloodied faces or figures that often. Like, I've seen battle damage, but I haven't really seen like bloody figures, so I'm not really sure if that's something that they can do. But I think the only other thing that would have made this figure better is having some flame effects, or like an actual Susanoo sort of like clear cutout that you can put behind Itachi, which would be cool as well, because they are doing stuff like that now with sort of like the figurine DLC stuff that the GT Goku will be coming with one of the future releases. And the upcoming Shikamaru will have like a clear part that you can put on the floor to emulate the shadow. So it is interesting what they're doing. They are definitely trying new things for the lines, which I do appreciate quite a bit. And we will see where they go from here. But it is another solid release from the Naruto line. I am keen to see Sage Naruto and Pain in person. So we'll see if we eventually get all the Akatsuki as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.